podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.
Blueberry.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
The Big G. Tokyo Town. StompDown.
Will you come sit down, please?
One more time. I can't. I think my lungs collapsed.
Welcome to the final installment of the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown. I'm TC Kirkham.
I need air. Hi.
Milking, also.
Yeah. I'm Kim Brown.
It is May 31st, 2019 at 10:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and we just got home from Godzilla King of the Monsters from 2019 from Legendary Entertainment. We are bringing this show to you courtesy of eCinema1.com, Subject Cinema, and Kim's Patreon-only show, Kaiju Corner. You might tell she's gotten to be quite knowledgeable about these things. So... we were greeted as we walked into our local showcase cinema tonight with the sound of music. Elton John music, because Rocket Man also opened today. Mm-hmm. And a guy in full Elton regalia playing piano and singing in the showcase lobby.
Yep.
That was new. Wow. Never seen them do stuff like that before. I was major league messed up.
Yeah,
okay.
Different.
All right. Let's get to the big picture. Yes, I'm tired. I've been up for 16 hours. 2019's Godzilla King of the Monsters. What'd you think?
Well, I learned something today.
Of course you did, Stanley. What was it?
I actually learned you can actually squee entirely too much. And that causes oxygen deprivation, and then you start seeing little black spots in front of your eyes. Whew. All right.
Now, we're not going to give you the plot.
No, we're not going to.
We're not going to give you a straight out review because we want you to see the film.
Yes, we do.
We'll review the film later, but we want to just give our overall impressions of it and the cast and so on and so forth.
Oh, Porking Frog, this movie is fudging amazing!
Let me run down the cast of the current film. Kyle Chandler as Dr. Mark Russell, Vera Farmiga as ex-wife Dr. Emma Russell, Millie Bobby Brown as daughter Madison, Bradley Whitford as Dr. Rick Stanton, and oh my god, I thought, when I first looked at him, I thought it was Matthew Perry. I'm like, what? Sally Hawkins as Dr. Vivian Graham, Charles Dance as Colonel Alan Jonah, Thomas Middleditch as Dr. Sam Coleman, Aisha Hines as Colonel Diane Foster, O'Shea Jackson as Chief Warrant Officer Jackson Barnes, Ken Watanabe as Dr. Ishiro Sarazawa, Zhang Ziyi as Dr. Eileen Chen, and what really amounts to a cameo for David Strathairn as Admiral William Stentz. And of course, he and Watanabe appeared in Godzilla in 2014. They're the two characters carrying over. And the first thing that bugs me about this movie, little thing that bugs me, is the ripping off of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice.
What?
Well, the whole point of this movie, or the whole point of the involvement of Bruce Wayne and his hatred for Superman in that movie, was the fact that he lost employees during the Battle of Metropolis and Man of Steel.
That people were killed because of the fight between Superman.
Which is exactly what the motivation is here for Kyle Chandler's character, who lost his son in the San Francisco fiasco.
Well,
so
the family, obviously, he lost more than his son.
Right. But I'm saying that the son was killed in San Francisco.
2014 with the attack, and the fights between the Mutos and Godzilla in San Francisco, which unfortunately did have human casualties, and it turns out one of them was the son of Mark and Emma Russell.
Yep.
And because, and this is an actual fact, a lot of people, when they talk about the things that cause divorces and couples to break up,
losing children,
the death of a child is very high on that list.
We saw that also in San Andreas with the characters that played by Dwayne Johnson and Carla Gugino. It split up because of the death of their daughter. It's a big trope out there.
Yeah, it's not exactly new.
No.
But this is... The way this film ties in with, the recent past and the far past is really cool. And I just thought this was a really awesome monster movie. This movie did what Shin Godzilla couldn't.
Yeah. We don't want to bring that movie up.
The reason I'm saying that is because this movie, unlike Shin Godzilla, made me care about the human characters, which almost never happens to me watching a kaiju movie. Most of the time, when there are human characters on the screen, I'm sitting there going,
Well, most of them, they're not interacting. The legendary version interacts with the humans.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see connections in Godzilla between Godzilla and Aaron Taylor Johnson's character in one scene and a couple of other ones. And here you get the same kind of thing in different places.
I don't entirely agree with you about that. If you look at some of the Toho films, he does interact with people.
All right, but not in the same way.
No, not in the same way, and it's much more brief, and it doesn't have as deep a meaning, usually. Not all the time. But the simple fact of the matter is, and I realize this is probably a terrible condemnation of me and marks me as a really shallow weirdo, but whatever.
It's Kim.
Like I said, when it comes to kaiju movies, usually when there's scenes with humans in them that last more than 3 minutes, where there's no monsters, I'm sitting there going, okay, great, monsters, now!
Smash, yeah.
Because that's what I'm there to see.
Right.
This movie, I was interested, I was invested, I cared about these characters. The people in Shin Godzilla, I couldn't tell you any of their names. I couldn't tell you anything about any of the characters because they were all one-dimensional.
Shin Godzilla, the big difference, Shin Godzilla put the politics ahead of the monsters. Here, we get the politics, but it's behind the monsters.
And to be honest, and this sounds really horrible, I honestly couldn't give two shites about any of the characters in Shin Godzilla if they lived or died.
Right.
I cared about the human characters in this
Right,
film.
yeah, I did too.
And that's a credit to the writing and the acting and the way the film was done.
We don't want to give too much away, but there's a lot of great stuff in this, and the characters were great. I want to bring up one thing also. This movie is also a corollary for one of Kim's laws of movies. Trailers always lie.
Yep.
The first trailer features Millie Bobby Brown in what looks like a bunker trying to call outside, trying to reach the outside world.
Yep.
That scene is nowhere to be found in this film.
No.
In fact, nothing even close to that scene is anywhere in this film. So don't go in and expecting that. It's an interesting thing. And cities get trashed and islands get trashed and we find something we're not expecting to find out in the middle of the film, and a whole bunch of interesting things.
There's some very nice twists in this.
The cast is awesome.
Yes.
Particularly Millie Bobby Brown, who we're not big Stranger Things watchers.
No.
But I do keep track of the kids on there, and I hadn't seen her yet.
Yeah,
and she's really something.
Actors on that are terrific.
Of course, everybody knows that we had Gaten Matarazzo was our #1 rising star last year, and Finn Wolfhard and his band Calpurnia, terrific stuff. But
I want to bring up one person in the cast specifically, Kyle Chandler. I thought was really, really an interesting, faceted character as Dr. Mark Russell. This is a person that has dealt with an unimaginable amount of loss and didn't handle it well, and admits he didn't handle it well, and doesn't put he does put the blame on why he didn't handle it well, on Godzilla for the most part. But he also shoulders the blame on himself, that he wasn't there for his family after the loss of his son. He retreated. And I really think that his character he's really interesting and really well acted. I mean, just amazingly well acted.
I think it's interesting that Bradley Whitford described his character, Dr. Rick Stanton, as the writers actually verified that the character is loosely modeled on Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, the cartoon series, which is pretty funny.
That is funny.
And of course, we also saw Sally Hawkins here. She was in the first film as well as Dr. Serizawa's assistant and right-hand woman. The biggest, funniest, and I mean, he wasn't so much comic relief here as he usually is.
No, he definitely wasn't.
But I'm a big Thomas Middleditch fan, and he's great in everything, and he's really good here. He develops a great relationship with the Kyle Chandler character. We should bring up Kyle Chandler now has an interesting and unique claim to this particular universe. He becomes the first actor I can think of associated with two completely distinctly different versions of King Kong. He was in the Peter Jackson version from 2005, and now he is, I don't know if he's in the film, but he's in the universe that includes Kong Skull Island. So this is an interesting thing. Vera Farmiga, what can you say? She's always great.
Yeah.
She's terrific in everything, and she's great here too.
I really agree with you about Thomas Middleditch, though, because, I mean, we both adore him. We think he's a terrific actor, and he usually plays, like, the goofy guy.
Well, the first place I ever saw him was as Fuzzy in Fun Size, the store clerk, and he was really funny.
And you can tell in this film, he's not exactly like, he's a scientist. He's not a warrior or anything like that. But he gets himself into some pretty dangerous situations, and he's not flailing around like a chicken with his head cut off like you'd think a usual comedic character does. He's a person that has a backbone.
Yeah.
And I love him anyway.
We should also point out that we're neglecting 4 stars overall. As listed as themselves in the credits, Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah.
Yes.
They are listed as playing themselves in the film, so they got top billing on 3 Minute Weekend.
We should really talk about the monsters because they're truly the stars.
The CGI work is amazing. I mean, Godzilla, just right up front, shut up Jeff Wells and Owen Gleiberman and all these other people about fat Godzilla. Yeah. I'm tired of this, and there is a reason that Godzilla looks like that in that shot from the poster, which is from near the end of the film. Something happens before that transforms him into that size. Also, it isn't just like scarfing fish at the bottom of the ocean for 5 years, Jeff Wells of HollywoodElsewhere.com.
Bring up Mr. Wells and anybody else who've actually brought up previously that they feel like, oh, Godzilla looks porky, blah, 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 blah. Okay, tell you what you do.
Oh, she's going to go off on you guys now.
Tell you what you do. You exist for a couple of 100 millennia, have all kinds of nuclear stuff thrown at you trying to end your life, and have to deal with a whole bunch of other monsters that want to kill and or eat you, and see if you look like Brad Pitt.
They did an amazing job with Ghidorah.
In other words, cran it sideways up your boop. Yeah, yes.
They did an amazing job with Ghidorah, who is just fantastic looking, and
that is a pants-wetting moment.
It is, yeah.
A pants-wetting moment.
Rodan was not exactly.
Oh, Rodan's no slouch.
That's a different look for Rodan from the Rodan film. We just watched it again the other night.
I mean, they did the best they could back then. I mean, I'm definitely not.
Oh, they did great. I mean, for the times, they did good. Rodan is one of the best. It's got the editing is flawless, and they've done some of the other stuff.
They had Rodan look in this film with the fire and all that stuff. But I mean, holy cow, that's just awesome. Now we have to talk about
Mothra.
Yes.
Mothra's
Michael would be so mad at us if we did.
Transformation is something, because she's not in the whole film. She's at the beginning and then near the end. Because when they first get into the character, she ends up doing, it's not the Mothra, it's the larva. So it's an interesting, and it's a pretty interesting transformation with a new weapon we didn't expect.
No, that one was like,
okay. And of course she's beautiful on screen. She always is. Beautiful. They did spectacular work.
And the thing I loved about this also is the music. They did include the music from the classic Godzilla films and also from Mothra.
Yeah.
Which made me
I don't know if they
happy.
did Rodan or not. I couldn't tell. I'm not that familiar with Rodan's score.
I'm not either. I'm not to be honest with you.
T.J. Storm was inside the mocap costume for Godzilla as he was in the first film. Jason Lillis, Alan Maxon, and Richard Dorton doing the heads of Ghidorah. Lillis also played Rodan in mocap. And it does not say who was in Mothra, so it may have been totally CGI.
I think it might have been.
It was amazing job.
If it was, props to them.
This is.
And do we need to stay till after the credits?
Oh yeah.
Do we really need to say that?
There's very much information about the entire universe in the end credits themselves. So pay attention.
Oh,
you know what was distracting me?
What?
Was the way they were rolling the credits with the different names and stuff, and then they were redacting half. So I was trying to see what they were redacting real quick.
You know it's going to happen when this comes out on DVD. People are going to be sitting there going, boop.
But it's not. It's probably just nonsense. It's there to trick you.
I know.
And then you want to read the headlines that pop up and stuff, and there is a post-credits
They're
scene.
going to keep stopping that and pausing it so they can read the newspaper stuff. And there's also some very nice dedications at the end. We won't say to who, but they are long deserved. Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
All in all, this
was worth the wait.
Ass.
Very much worth the wait. It was fun. Some of the critics have called it incomprehensible. I don't know where. The storyline is pretty damn straightforward all the way through the film.
Okay, to those critics...
No, they have a right to be critical.
They have a right to be critical, but it's not our fault you don't get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I was going to say. That's it. And... oh gosh, I want to see it again.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. I want to see Detective Pikachu again too.
I want to see Endgame again.
Oh, we may have to hurry for that. It's about through its run. Needless to say, this month has been incredibly taxing to get all this done every day, and we do it all ourselves. Yep. We don't have staff. We don't have writers. Well, we don't have writers, we don't have staff, we don't have producers. We do all the work ourselves. And we do it because we love it, but it would really help if you guys could pony up a little bit. And to do that, you can go over to patreon.com/PNRNetworks and help us out a little bit. In fact, we're going to be doing a whole show about Patreon on Subject Cinema next weekend. So you might want to tune in and see why we are asking for that and what you can do to help us. But please come over. If you liked our series, little coin our way would be a big help. So please check that out. And check out all of our other shows. Our regular Subject Cinema will be back this weekend. And a lot more in the next couple of weeks as we get back onto the regular schedule again. It's hard to believe that in 2 weeks, we will have been doing this stuff for 14 years. That's insane. We're going into our 15th year in mid-June.
Are we grading this? Or
No, I don't think so. We don't want to give it. I think we both say at least an A-, if not higher.
I'm giving it an A.
Yeah,
very solid.
And it's definitely worth a great. It's a great film, worth the time, and you'll enjoy it if you're a Godzilla fan.
If you're a Godzilla fan, you'll enjoy it. If you know someone who's not a Godzilla fan, bring them to the movie. You might make them one.
And the critic who said that this also almost made them long for Roland Emmerich's version, go F yourself, okay? You're full of crap. On that moment...
Have I mentioned just how much I love you? Can you tell why I love this man?
Oh, good
I love
Lord.
him.
And we're going to wake the neighbors so we don't be careful. Thank you for joining us all month long on the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown. We hope we've entertained you. We'd love to hear from you at subjectcinema@PNRNetworks.com to let us know what you thought of the shows.
Yes, or give us suggestions about shows you'd like to see us do. We'll definitely take them under consideration.
And until then, we'll see you on eCinema1.com, eCinemaBoston.com, on Twitter, Platinum Rose L, PNR, eCinema Boston and eCinema1, and all of our other shows as well. I'm just half asleep right now. Yeah. For the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown conclusion, I'm TC Kirkham.
I'm Kim Brown.
Thanks for joining us this month. We hope you had a lot of fun.
You've been listening to the Big G Tokyo Town StompDown from Subject Cinema, Kaiju Corner at eCinema1.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.